Awesome. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Carrie and I are going to go over recruiting today, and it's just going to be really casual. It's going to be kind of a Q&A thing, and we're going to share some different tips that maybe has worked for us or what we've done with you guys. I know some of you are here, and then some of you couldn't make it and are going to listen later and have sent some questions. So hopefully this helps you guys, because I know you guys are trying so hard to promote, and we both know how awesome it feels to be on the other end of that, and also remember how hard it can be during that time. And so we're here for you, and we're excited. So we're going to get going. So Carrie, you want to, maybe we could answer the questions first that have been asked by the girls that couldn't make it. You want to do that?
Did you see some? I didn't
Yeah.
didn't see any this morning.
Yeah, no problem. They messaged me. Two of the girls that messaged me actually asked the same question, Crystal and oh my gosh, yeah, now that my head is like I'm going to sleep, I'm forgetting the other person. Jennifer Paulus. And so they talked about how do we follow up with recruits, like how often. If I can pull up her message really quick, I'll read the actual thing for you guys. Let me see here real quick. She says, how often do you follow up and how? I've been checking in with people monthly, but they stopped returning my emails. Should I make it every 6 weeks? I need more recruits. Don't we all? No, I'm kidding. And then Crystal says, off the top of my head, I know I've been wondering how long do you keep approaching a recruit? If they keep saying I'll look at it and ask a few questions, then don't follow through. So I think those are kind of the same questions. So yeah. I can share a little bit, and then if you have anything to add. I know for me personally, when I have someone that has asked to, get more information about joining, and I've shared it with them, and then they have decided not to join, I kind of then put them on my list where I at least check in with them once a month, like when we get the new business kit, and I say, hey, I know you were interested in joining, and I just want to share your business kit, and or I do it during the time when we have, now that we're doing those opportunity meetings, and I share with them that we're having an opportunity meeting, and I know we're going to also start trying to change them up and not them be the same thing every time. So that's good for those repeat recruiters that keep waiting and waiting and waiting. So yeah, I do it about once a month. What else would you say to that? You have anything else to add?
I can think of a specific situation where I had someone very interested, but she just never did the joining. I answered her questions. We went back and forth. And so I waited about a month before I contacted her again. And I think it was a kit special, some deal. And I said, hey, this is a special right now. I would love to help you get your business started. And she didn't tell me no. She just politely said, it's just not the right time. So I just kind of put her in the back of my mind. I have invited her to a couple of opportunity events, but I haven't really contacted her because I feel like I'll do that, given her some time, contact her when I have a good reason to, which this next month we have 2 extra books added to the kit, which, is great. So I'm thinking it's been enough months now, been about 2 or 3 months. It's a good time to contact her again with like a serious inquiry.
Right.
Maybe where we could interview one-on-one over the phone.
Awesome.
So sometimes you just have to give people their space. But a lot of times it's someone who is interested, they just haven't got it done, and so you can just keep, inviting them to come along.
And, sometimes it really depends on the personality, because one of my girls, she's my friend also, like before she even joined, and she'll tell you this herself. She said, April was so patient for me for a whole year while I waited, because she's a big thinker, and she really wanted to think it through, her whole situation in life, and praying about it with her husband. And she honestly thought about it, but it took her a whole year to decide. But when she decided, she was fully in, and she was like, boom, on fire. And so you just never know. Some people are like, boom, right away. And then some people, they just kind of need that time to let it build up, and they think, or maybe they know it's just going to be in a couple months, so they're just going to wait it out. You really never know their situation. So you don't want to book them too much, but you also don't want to go too long to where they just think you've forgotten about them. So it's that fine balance, I think.
It is, and I kind of laugh because that is similar to what Erin's here, and that's similar to the way we had it. I asked her if she was interested on a good kit month, and she wasn't. At that time, she just hosted for me, and it like percolated in her mind, and so that when she did join in February, she was geared up and amazing.
That's awesome.
So, great job, Erin.
On the leader launch graphic post thing, whatever question thing, Jessica Martins said, I had a potential recruit come up to my booth and I would love to do something like this. I visited with her briefly. I gave her a recruit pack and had her leave me her info. She didn't leave her phone number, so I've only been able to do email. Now I feel like I'm pestering her when she seemed so excited. Any advice on how to proceed? So first of all, I would say what I have started to do sometimes also is I take down their information. I write it because that way I make sure I have their phone number, because a phone number is a really good thing to have for a booth recruit situation like that. Obviously, since she doesn't have that phone number for this one, she has to work with what she has, which is email. And honestly, I've had this happen myself, and so I email them a couple times. And after that, I kind of do the thing that I do with everybody else. I wait until the next month when there's something like a new kit or an opportunity event to share with them, because they may have just decided to wait. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I agree, and that can be tricky too when you only have the email, because you may or may not be getting into their actual inbox, so they may not be seeing your messages. So I agree, try to get phone numbers. Another thing, like when you do get back to them, offer to meet them for coffee. Like you'll buy them a coffee and, take 20, 30 minutes of their time just to like share with them in person. And go there prepared to sign them, or to let them go home and think about it and get back with you. But I can think of another situation where I was interested in a different company, and the lady, offered to do that. I felt like that was she really wanted me on her team. She was really making the extra effort to invite me along. So that's one thing you can do. Maybe even if you do get through by email, that you can, set aside some time to meet.
Awesome. And another little tip, a side tip to go with that, with what Carrie's saying about when you meet with them, whether you meet with them or it's over the phone, they might be really nervous. And so just to try to break the ice, just at first ask them questions that is non-related to what you're going to be doing. Like, so do you have a family, or what's your kids' names, or what do they do, or hobby, just something silly like that to open the conversation, because people love to talk about their families and their selves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know what I mean? They get excited about it. So when they start talking and sharing that with you, they are going to relax, and then it's going to make the rest of the conversation much easier. So
plus you learn a little bit more about them, so you can really talk to them about the opportunity in ways that they're interested in it.
Right, because they might even share, without realizing it, something that will make you realize why this would be great for them, whether it's financial or it's because they really need to get out and do some girl time or whatever it would be. And they might share that with you and you don't even realize it in that beginning little thing.
Yeah, I just threw this little slide up. Just there's so many different reasons. People might want extra income. They might want to build their library with books because they love the books, which most of us could come here because of that reason. They want to get out of the house. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom and they just want something to do with their brain. So there's just a lot of reasons. So the reason you join may not be the reason these other people are looking at the opportunity. So you just want to really listen and see what they're interested in. Ask them what interests them in the business.
So you girls that are here, what questions do you have about recruiting? We'd love to help you. We got Kayla, Brianna, and who else? Erin?
You can type it or you can unmute yourself.
And you know what? While we're waiting, because I was just thinking, if you're typing right now your question, I'll go ahead and share a few tips because I got a whole bunch I wrote down, so I can just share throughout the time here. And then after I write a few tips, then we'll see if anybody has written anything. And if not, we'll just keep going from there. So let's see here. Let me pull up my thing. All right, so one of the things I wanted to share was you don't want to sound desperate. Even if you feel like you are, you don't want to sound it because the one thing, like before I did this business, I could not stand direct sales people or pushy people because I thought they were all the same. Now that I'm in it, I realize they're not all the same. So I never want to become that person. So you don't want to say something or word it like if you're typing it in a way where it sounds like you really need them, but you want to do it in a way where you're excited and you're so passionate that when they read that or they hear you saying this stuff, they think, wow, I must do this too. I got to have it, you know? So you don't want to sound desperate. I always try to put myself in their shoes because I do this with everything I do in the business because I just do not ever want to become that pushy, annoying direct sales lady. And so whether I'm at a booth or I'm trying to recruit or I'm trying to get a booking or whatever it is, I think, okay, April, if I was in their shoes and I was talking to this consultant and she's trying to do this or ask me this, what would be annoying to me and what would entice me, what would make me excited about this? And I approach it from that aspect because that helps me a lot because it helps me think from their aspect of what is going to possibly work and not work for them. So try to put yourself in their shoes, and that might help as well. Let's see here. Anybody have trying to get back to the screen. Anybody have I was going to say, Erin, if you want, you can also just stop me if anyone has a question at any time. Am I still in?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
I think that what you said is really key.
Oh, sorry. You know what I said, am I still in? It says locked meeting in progress, not to join. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm confused. Maybe I accidentally hit something. I just want to make sure I didn't get out of it.
You're in. I think that's just it. It's just all about being authentic and actually listening to them and conveying that you want them on your team, that like they're important, and being on your team excites you as a person. Not that you just have to have a number signed by a certain day.
Yeah. Instead of thinking about so much of recruiting, think about sponsoring where, okay, I get to help these people. It's not just about what's going to help me, but and honestly, it does take some time to get that build up more and more because for where I am at now, a year and a half in, and to see what it's done for me, I am more excited than ever to have people do this with me. And I only want people that genuinely want to do it and want to do it because of whatever, whether it's financial or if they just need it because of something fun or whatever, because I've seen what it's done for my family and how awesome it's been, and I just want it for everyone. And so the more you do it, the more you'll get to experience that too, where you'll genuinely just want to help find people that really could use this because you know how awesome it is. Any questions?
That's the key for me is just, that it's just, I've gotten so much out of it. To be able to offer that to somebody else and help them get their business started and do whatever they want to do with it, that's really exciting to me. That's actually become a passion. And I got into this business thinking, I will not recruit. I'm not going to be a recruiter. I'm just going to I'm just going to dabble in this. But knowing what it's given me, if I can give that to somebody else, that's really exciting.
And something you said something about a friend. I heard you say something about joining with a friend or having a friend or becoming friends, whatever, and that made me think of how that is one of the best ways to recruit also, is thinking of someone that you know that could walk this journey with you. I have a friend, and she is one of the top recruiters in the company, and that's one of the things that she constantly is telling her team is, to sign up with a buddy or a friend, or have them join under you, because we've seen so much success in this company with people who have joined together or under each other. And so they work the business together, they train together, and they promoted really well and done amazing. And along with that, even myself, I've had some friends that I knew from other places or groups or whatever, and since they have joined my team, I've gotten to know them better and become better friends with them, and that's been a plus too. So you want to think about that as well, of someone that could do this journey with you, and presenting it in that way with them, because then it might not seem so scary to them if they're doing it with you and kind of going along with you, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I'd say all of my team, except for one girl, I knew from some other time in my life or my current life. And, so I've either gotten to know my friends even closer because now we're working together, or we've reconnected in a way that we might never have if we didn't have this together. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. I'll just keep going, and if you all just stop me anytime, you can just holler and say, hey, I have a question, or Erin, if you see something, because I'm looking at my paper right now, just holler. So another thing is, it's really hard. I still constantly have to help myself with this, and it's not prejudging, because whether you're at a party and there's only 2 to 3 people there, so you think, and I've honestly thought this before, I've been at a party with either 2 to 3 people, or it's all like family, and so I think, oh, I'm not going to share the opportunity with them because they're probably not going to want to hear it, when that person that really needs it could be one of those 2 to 3, or could even be part of your close-knit group of family or friends that are there. Same way with Facebook parties. I've had really crappy Facebook parties where I've gotten recruits from just because of sharing the opportunity. And so you honestly never know. So you don't want to prejudge a party or a person. You just got to always be ready to be genuine and to share your love of the company and the books and what you do and your passion, because that will shine through and people will see that and they'll want that.
Yeah, I think that's really key, because I went to 2 home parties before, 6 months before I joined Usborne, where it wasn't really even brought up that joining was an option. I knew it was because I knew how direct selling worked, but had that been told to me, 6 months earlier, I might have been in much earlier. So that's something that I have to work on myself, is like not prejudging and opening up to just a room full of people. It's easier for me to do it on Facebook. And one of the things you also might want to think about is offering, when you're offering the opportunity, say, but even if you aren't interested, maybe you know someone who is. Maybe you would like to refer me to somebody you think might be perfect for this, because I got to recruit that way. Someone thought their sister-in-law would love doing what I do, and
awesome.
She's been so great. So, and it's been really fun getting to know her, because I didn't know her at all. So, that's something else you might think about, is asking people if they know anyone who might love doing what you do.
Some of the things that you can do also for parties is, and maybe you're already doing this, so if so, ignore this. But in home parties, it's fun to do. I just went to office supply store, and I bought those tickets that you tear off, and you just do a ticket game where every question they ask you about your business, you give them a ticket, and it goes towards the whole night of whatever prize you give at the end. Or you can also just do it as part of your presentation, with the 5 ways to save, and one of those ways is joining, and so you could get out a few things that mean something to you, why you do this, whether it's a picture frame of your family or cash or something you guys were able to do because of having this job. And so in my Facebook parties, I give virtual tickets, or I just call them extra entries, for every question they ask. It's something I just actually started doing, because I was, to this point, this past week, I was doing a post on why I loved what I did, and I shared all about my job and what I've been able to do since then. And I've gotten most of my recruits that way, to be honest. And so that is one way to do it. But this week I was talking with another team leader. She's on another team, and she was sharing how they actually do. Along with that, they have this little game where, they get a ticket for every question they ask about the business, and it's been like crazy awesome for them. So the past 2 parties I've done this week, I've done that, and I've gotten a recruit each time I've done that. Well, this party from last night, I think I'm like 90% sure she's signing up. And so it's really fun. And so you just post like got questions, and then I post a couple different like business images. Like I posted my going to Ireland image, and I posted the business kit image, and the all those joining images we have. And I still put my blurb of what I used to put, which is all about what I do and why I love and what I've gotten to get from it. But at the top I say, something about, and if you want to see the specific stuff, I can add you guys, just message me or write in this group page later. I can add you to the party so you can see it, about asking those questions. And they've asked some really great questions, and I've gotten a lot of interest and recruits just already from this. So that's awesome. A good way to do it on Facebook.
I love that idea.
Yeah. And then groups, I don't want to, you have to be cautious with this whole thing. I got a ton of my beginner recruits that have now become my team leaders from groups I was already a part of. But that's the thing, is I was already a part of them. So I don't want, you don't want to just join a group, whether it's an in-person, mommy or church group, or an online group, and then be like, hey, I sell this, because you're going to be that annoying direct salesperson. But if you're already part of a group, or you join groups and you wait a long time and you just establish that relationship with them, then you can nicely and in a non-annoying way share with them about what you do. And so I have gotten tons of my recruits from my pregnancy groups, from my past pregnancy, on Facebook, baby loss groups that I'm part of, baby wearing groups. It's like, you name it. It's so, you got to think out of the box sometimes that way. But again, you don't want to just join a group and be like, hey, I sell this, because you'll be that person, and you don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
All right. I haven't looked at the screen. Has anyone written anything?
No questions yet. I did love the little post the other day that Brittany shared, where she did the recruiting packets for booths. And I have a booth this week, and I'm definitely going to make some of those up. But she put a little packet of seeds in there, and the recruiting
that was so cute.
It was really cute. I've been at booths where people have been interested, and I've given them a little flyer, but I didn't feel like I left them with something fun to take home. So I think I'm going to try that this weekend.
That's great for spring too. That is perfect. I have a homeschool booth coming up into May, and I think I might do that. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you could come up with something cute too for homeschool.
Oh, I know. I need to start thinking. Let's see here. Oh yeah, and Erin, I saw you wanted to be added to one of the parties. That's what I can do. Even is I can even just post the party link in our little event page, or the leader launch page, for you guys. So let's see. Okay, I just have a couple more little bullet points. I have a thing I write up and I send to everyone that asks for information. If you guys want to see that, I can post that in the launch group too. And it's kind of long, but honestly, it really covers a lot. And people have really given me positive feedback about it. And they write back and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to join right now after reading this or this and that. And what it is I just brag, and not in a or not in a lying kind of way. I'm truthful about everything I say, but I brag because I love what our company is. I love our team. So I brag up our company. I brag up our CEO. I brag up our team. I brag up our team leaders. I brag up how we put family first, the things I've been able to do, all that kind of stuff. And I put it in this little thing that I send to people when they say, hey, I'm interested in joining, or I want more information on this. And I send that to them. And it's easy because it's the same thing. And so then I don't have to think about what to write when every person asks. I just send it to I send the same thing to everybody. And it's really worked really well for me. So if you guys want it, I can put it on the Leader Launch page too.
Yes. And I want to see it.
Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And so yeah, that's helped me a lot to have that thing I've done in my Facebook parties that I told you guys about, and now especially with asking the questions and then sending them this info. Those two things have gotten me, I'd say 90% of my recruits. So let's see. Oh yeah, and another thing. I have probably should have been able, or I should have been doing this all along, but I haven't. So here within the past few months, I've been writing and thanking each person that has done a Facebook order, like an online order. And I don't even mention joining. I just talk about thanking them for their books and excited for them when they come in and let me know how they like them. If there's more on their wish list than they had in their budget, I share quickly about the next month's special if they want to host. But what happens sometimes, and it has happened, is people write me back and they're like, actually, I was kind of curious about joining. And then that's when I would send them that thing that I just told you about. So make sure you're writing and you're thanking everybody that's ordering whatever way that they order, because you never know what that might turn into. Yeah. So, yeah.
Another thing I've done is I've made a list of all my customers and maybe even people I think would be interested that haven't bought from me yet. And I kind of just sit with that list. And when my business is slow, I'll sit with it and I'll think, well, this person, might be great, and it might be a good time for her to host. And I think this person will be great at the business. Maybe I'm just going to, mention that to them. I've done that with a few of my friends and then just people that are friends of friends. I think she would be a fantastic Usborne representative, maybe even a leader. And I know she would like having her own business. And so I just approached them with it. And I haven't had anyone sign, but I certainly planted some seeds in their head. And, they have not been, they've all thanked me for reaching out to them. So, it may be something that will bear some fruit later, but I think that's one thing you can do, because it's honestly flattering when you tell someone, and truthfully, that you think that they would be great at the business, then they're just going to be flattered by that, even if they're not interested.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree. One thing I was thinking today, and I actually haven't done this yet myself. I've been wanting to so bad, and I've been so busy I forgot. And so after thinking about this again, I'm like, dude, I got to do this myself. I'm thinking people love videos. I have heard crazy awesome things about just seeing videos in my Facebook parties. So I was thinking, why not? We should make up, and don't worry about it being perfect, because honestly, if you watch my videos and really watch them, I mess up so much. I say the weirdest things, but that's why people like my videos, because I'm me and I'm genuine and I'm not perfect and I'm not boring. I just am myself. You know what I mean? And so make up a video. Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I love your videos.
Oh, thank you. The other day I was watching a new Facebook welcome video I did, and seriously, I annoyed the crap out of myself. I watched it, and what did I say? Okay, there's this saying, I can't remember what it is, but there's this saying that doesn't even make sense. It's probably not even grammatically correct. And I say it 3 times, and I'm like, ah! But anyways, so make up a video where you are you. You're genuine, and you share your journey, why you love what you do, and a little bit about what it would look like for them to join. And don't title it recruiting video, because they're going to see whatever it's titled. Maybe title it take a look at what I do, or this is why I love what I do, or I don't know. You can come up with something. I'm going to do it. I don't know when, but I'm going to do it soon. Don't make it too long. Try to keep it under 3 minutes. But where you share a little bit about the recruiting aspect, about your journey, why you love it, and what it might look like for them, and send it to those prospective recruits, or people that have asked for information, or put it on your Facebook parties, that kind of a thing. I think that might be another neat way of getting recruits.
I think that's a good challenge we should all do. I like it.
Let's do it, because I need to do it too. I like it.
We can all post in the event page or on the leader launch page.
You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to make it a goal to get it done within the next week or two, because I really want to start using it. I think that would be neat. So if you guys make them, let me know. I would love to watch it. And don't, like, be all intimidated or whatever, because trust me, you don't have to be intimidated with me. Sorry, my doorbell's ringing. Trying to smell me in. So anyways, I have one last thing to say, and I'll let Carrie then close this up, or if anyone has any questions. If you're having trouble recruiting, and maybe you're only doing one or two events, maybe it's only booths you're doing, or only home parties you're doing, or whatever it is, maybe you just need to change up the events you're doing. Not like completely change up, but I mean, just try adding another type of event, because I've noticed with every event that I do, I kind of approach recruiting differently. And so maybe you kind of feel like you're stuck in a rut with recruiting from booths. But what if you tried to start building up your Facebook parties more and trying these things that I shared here today that have worked so well with me, and you can see and try approach recruiting from that aspect and see if it helps you get some recruits that way, or another event, whatever. Just try to see what you can do differently. So that is all I have, ladies and gentlemen. What about you, Carrie? Are we all good to go?
Oh, no, I think that's good advice. I do that as well even when I get kind of stuck in a rut with my business. If I need to just change things up for work on some other aspect of the business, so then it gets me re-energized, because it's new things that I'm learning and delving into, and then I can go back to what I was working on before. But sometimes you just have to change things up and give yourself a new perspective.
Yes.
So, are there any questions? Okay, well, you guys are welcome to ask questions on the event page too. We'll try to answer them there, and we really appreciate you joining. I'm going to turn off the recording now.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.